Everything I see, everything I learn, everything I know, it made me a monster. Everything I read, every day in school, they told me don't break the rule, but it made me a monster. Monster, monster, monster. How about get my teacher free to program we know? Da 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 da. We know. Da 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 da. The mix with your A, say that I don't listen. Doctors have a mission, just make me autistic. I can't eat it love. She got gym movies, looking made her slow, and they made me a victim. Victim, believe. Rockefeller eat the children, love the dream. We love the queen. Kill them all, kill them all. Yeah, yeah. Everything I see, everything I learn, everything I know, made me a monster. Everything I read, every day in school, they told me don't break the rule, and it made me a monster. Monster, monster, monster. How about get my teacher free to program we know? Da 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 da. We know. Da 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 da. The Russia what you did, take you into the fit. They cover the dark web, you supply all the organs. Kidneys with 3 G's, killers with 3 G's. You're too busy cheap. Call it on. Eat the children, that's the beat. Like the colors of the feet, turn out like the key. Baby blood, that's the dream. You don't get no sleep, all the codes must have eat. Ooh, red. Man, they kill us, I'm a never playing weed. Why? Everything I see, everything I learn, everything I know, made me a monster. Everything I read, every day in school, they don't break the rule, but it made me a monster. Monster, monster, monster. I walk in my teacher free to program we know. Da 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 da. We know. Da 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 da.
Woo! You know, I'm starting to feel the energy output when I do these peace bullets, which are loaded with the intent of peace. Please accept. I just worked out right now, like an hour ago. That's why my eyes are red. Um, Getting myself back in shape. I fell off of my workout routine, but I picked it back up on the first. So yeah. Um, I have some incredibly amazing news. First of all, I signed the High Vibe contract, so I'm no longer on Future Life. I am now High Vibe. Shout out to those of you who are tipping the super chat. I once again, for those who are unaware, when I do the super chat at the end of this video, I'm going to go to my Patreon page and take care of the super chat priority first. So until I do super chat, you still have time right now. It's the first of the month, so everyone's been charged to go to my Patreon and to sign up for the Patreon priority list. The nonprofit for April was Care for the Wild. So 20% of April's proceedings are going to that nonprofit. As soon as tomorrow, and going to be in the process of looking for Mays. If anyone has any suggestions, I'll take it more from patrons, more than anyone else just suggesting. But yeah, this is the time. But I've signed High Vibe. High Vibe is such a much better platform than Future Life. So I'm going to actually be producing. How many of you are excited about me doing daily horoscopes? You're going to finally see a Gemini commit to something daily, okay? The daily asshole tarot and the daily channel messages are a Peace Dealer exclusive, Mystical Illuminations exclusive, but daily horoscopes will be exclusive on High Vibe. And the cool thing about High Vibe is you do not have to have a subscription to access videos. So for those of you who are interested, I have the link in the description box below. Check it out. Give it some time. I'm going to upload May's content soon. But guess what? I got some great news before I get into this transit talk. Let me share this link to my Facebook. I'm about to see Endgame tonight. I logged off of Facebook because I didn't want to see any spoilers, but it's going down. So I was able to talk to someone very important, and we have secured a weekly show. Shout out to Gemini Brown and Nikki, Miss Kopitek. We're going to be doing our hip hop show, but I was able to talk to someone that I've been wanting to talk to for a while. We touched base this weekend. And as you can see, for some of you who've gotten a notification, we have our first show scheduled this Sunday, I believe. Okay. And shout out to New Age Ja, who's giving birth to her new child. I'm so all over the place. But yes. Can anybody guess who I'm going to be doing a new weekly show with on my channel? I'm gonna give you some time to guess. I've talked to this brother. It's gonna be lit. He was totally down, and it's a thing. So stay tuned this Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. We're going to be breaking down. You know how I usually used to do weekly astrology horoscopes live? Well, now it's going to be a weekly show with him and I am talking about Flight Boss. Air. It's the pilot man. It's going down, son. All right. Weekly Archangel analysis, for sure. So get ready, folks. We're not going to do the traditional super chat format. So I'll be turning super chats off for those talks, and instead I'll provide my PayPal link. So for any of you who want, because what we're going to do each week is we're going to, okay, I finally shared it. We're going to basically break down the weekly astrology like the only way Archangel Uriel and Archangel Michael can do, okay? And then we'll open up for questions each week. So for any of you who have questions about how the astrology will influence your week, give us your rising sun moon, and then you can donate and tip however much you feel you want. Please be generous. And yeah, we'll get it cracking. So yeah, this is going to be very exciting. But let me tell you something. This Pluto retrograde transit is more than the real deal. And it's going to incorporate a whole lot. Y'all see my gray hair? I've had this gray hair for years, like since 13. When Saturn's on your moon, you're also. But anyway, this Pluto retrograde transit is going to test your mettle. Sometimes when you are surrounded by darkness, it's the light you let shine from within that can guide your way. And that's one of those things that are, very, very positive to say until you find yourself surrounded by darkness. You find yourself surrounded by people who deceive and use illusions, and all you have is the light of your truth. And it could be hard to know if you're going to make it through. Myself included, and other people have experienced the reality of certain people in real life twisting public perception to gain favor, all while using illusions behind the scenes to lie about other people. And every single one of you are experiencing this at some level, okay? Whether it's super intense or whether it's minor. This is important. And this is why this retrograde is appropriately titled The Celestial Secret Siege. What is a siege? A siege, I'm going to look up right now, but a siege has to do with surrounding a territory. A siege is a military blockade of a city or fortress with the intent of conquering by attrition or a well-prepared assault. Siege warfare is a form of constant, low-intensity conflict characterized by one party holding a strong, static, defensive position. Well, your body is a temple, and so there is a siege in secret happening for your sacred space. You see, we have kicked off successfully. Let me share this to my Facebook right now. Shout out to Deborah, who just became a patron. We have kicked off successfully, okay, the new main arc. I'm gonna make a story, so y'all get ready to say hi to Instagram. We are live right now on YouTube, as you can see. All right, that's me. That's my camera. Let me turn this around. Say hi, live chat. What's poppin'? What's good? Y'all better join us. It's lit in here. I hope you know. We talking about a secret siege. What's up, IG? We got Ronnie saying hi. What you doing? It's a party here. We get lit every transit talk. So if you're watching this, come join on my YouTube channel. Peace. So we are live right now on YouTube. This is going to be pretty deep, because for the first time, I mean, for some of you, it's not the first time. Sorry, I got distracted by a meme. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, you know when Scorpio said memes and they're just like, all right. Anyway, this Pluto retrograde is very, 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 very. Hey, what's up, New Age Jaw? Everybody show New Age Jaw some love. First of all, I apologize. For so far, I've been a complete Gemini. Like, I'm about to go into the point, and then you can share now. I literally interrupt myself. Like, I literally interrupted myself like 6 times. But everyone show some love to New Age Jaw. Congratulations on your new Taurus queen. All right, very, very, very amazing. Pisces moon baby. All right, but anyway, this is where things get really intense. We've started a new cycle, Aries season. Last year, we came out of filler 2018. 2019 is taking this Saturnian transit through Capricorn in a position to take your decision to become great and to actually push forward yourself into success in the context of literal spiritual war. The front of this spiritual war right now, headed into secret wars. I don't know if y'all know, but water signs are beefing against fire signs again. And let me cover this. It's more moon sign based. Let me cover a little bit of, I'm going to make like a 5+ part series on World War Z really soon about this. but water signs and fire signs are beefing. So the whole dynamic, which has a lot to do with the secret siege, but I don't want to give too much away, is that water signs feel that we should just flood everything and start over. Water signs, there's a secret water doctrine, and you can ask true, authentic water signs. If you were to ask them, they want to put everyone to sleep. And I don't mean in the sense where they want to delude everyone. It's sincere. There's a lot of suffering in the world, and water signs have the burden of feeling it. So no one really understands. It's easy for other signs to say, get over it. And I'm not talking about water sign individuals. I mean the essence of water contextually with where we are now, because water wasn't always like this. But water feels this, and it's like, we need to bring everyone to eternal rest. In death, people are pure and free. Well, they clash with fire. Fire fights for life. Fire feels like we can burn impurities. Fire wants you and everyone to fight for life. Fire feels like fire understands water to a degree, even though water understands fire more, and water is polluted. But fire feels that, and yes, you are beefing with yourself. Fire feels like despite the problems, we can still fix life. Earth is totally neutral. Earth is like, y'all motherfuckers can beef, just don't get in the way of the earth or we gonna have problems. And then air is just instigating. Air is just like balancing the dynamics between the signs. Okay. So, I know fire signs who feel like the water position because their moon is in water. I know water signs who fight for life because their moon's in fire. So it's deep. And I'm really going to get into where each and every single one of you stand on this. Those of you who are air earth, we kind of play a more detached, objective role. Those of you who are fire water, you're on the battlefield. So it's really deep. And this Pluto retrograde transit is really going to hit this home. We're going to do a ceremony or a quick ritual right before the super chat, just to kind of help with this. Because for the first time ever, the whole concept of exorcisms is going to take a super realistic quality to you. So Pisces is a portal. Sagittarius is a portal. Jupiter is in Sag. Neptune is in Pisces. And so there is a perceptual framework that is questioning and having you question everything you see so that you can learn to differentiate your personal biases with whatever you conceptualize as reality, on top of making sure you have the discernment to not fall for just gross wanton delusion. And this is what gets me to this celestial secret siege. I'm going to break this down in a personal level. You are going to understand very quickly, more so than ever, most people are not to be trusted. There are people in your life right now that you trust that you have no business trusting. And let me tell you how flimsy your trust is. The only reason why you trust them is because you've shared and bonded some intimate moments. You've allowed them to connect with you. They've had rapport with you. Over the course of a few months, you have made yourself believe you can trust them because you've shared a little bit more than superficial moments. You have allowed yourself to disclose private facets of your being, which has lowered your guard around them, unknowing to the fact that they're waiting for the moment that you trust them so that they can basically control you with the palm of their hands. And don't beat yourself up for this, because this is what I meant when I said these agents are out here. These agents are professionally trained to gain rapport with people. Even the most skeptical of people would have been able to be deceived. But Pluto retrograde is going to expose this subtle manipulation, and it's next to Saturn. And so when it gets revealed, you must make the difficult decision. That's it. This retrograde is going to last from April 25th to October 2nd. I need you to say 2 words for me. Covert narcissism. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Covert narcissism. It is a very real thing. People who know how to play public opinion while behind the scenes going on smear campaigns and or not really acknowledging another person the way that they should. Okay. Steph said, let's get rid of them. Great idea. However, that's not our job. If you focus so much on getting rid of covert narcissists, you're going to knock yourself off your path, which demands your full focus. There are angels, there are celestial forces, there are higher beings that govern the predestined quality of the experiences we experience. It's not our job really to figure this out. We just have to focus on our path. So they will be dealt with. What your job to do is when they come on your path, you expose them and then you move on. Don't go on a war campaign and distract yourself from the task at hand. Okay? Many influencers who seem to be nice and so caring actually hide evil in their hearts. And this is finally going to be exposed, not because of any conspiracy, but because their own actions will be revealed. And many of you are going to be so surprised to see certain people you've held to such high esteem because you've lacked discernment. And this is where I say, like, just because you see someone on YouTube drawing tarot cards and they're super accurate doesn't mean that they have good character. To some of these people, it's just a job. Okay, just because certain people you connect with in a certain way doesn't mean that they're hiding some darkness. That's why I will always say, if you see or find that I'm doing anything that's out of integrity, call me out on it. I'm not here to hide anything. All right. And people's behaviors and patterns leave a trail, and you can only fool people for so long. All right. I have personally been a victim of this, as well have experienced certain people who will be cunning and deceptive, go behind your back and manipulate the perception around you. Remember, Jupiter is squaring Pisces. So the same person that you could be looking at in the eye and is smiling in your face is also going behind your back and telling people, oh, this person's a rapist. You shouldn't get consultations from them. Oh, this person does horrible stuff. Oh, this person is actually really a narcissist. You should be careful about them. And then you wonder why certain people are closed off. Like G Dog said, it is scary. Legal extortion is a thing. I've met somebody who actually has gotten an award for lowering crime in Compton several years in a row. A very great man who has had to pay somebody upwards to a few $1,000s because he was accused of sexual harassment. And it would have been cheaper to just pay that person off than to pay legal fees. So this is what I mean when I say anybody can get it. And some of you could be in quid pro quo situations. Because when we talk about Pluto, we talk about the underworld. We talk about these hidden facets of reality, the darkness that, and I said legal extortion, not distortion. Great question. The darkness that is all around you that we like to play a blind eye to. Well, this retrograde ain't playing, my friends. This retrograde ain't playing at all. It's going to be occurring Taurus season to Libra season. And it's a very significant, shout out to Calypso that wants to smoke. Jupiter is in Sagittarius, serving all the smoke. It's open season. Anyone can get it. covert narcissism, and gaslighting. I need to talk about the metaphysics of advanced gaslighting. Be very careful about the fallacious arguments that'll be subtly put your way. And trust me when I say many of this is just to trigger a reaction from you so that that reaction can be taken out of context, twisted and altered to put your image as a certain way. So many people are going to get got, but be very mindful that you are on this path for a reason. So even if you take a couple L's, don't forget that you're ultimately fulfilling the W you have made by committing to this. And like Avery Crane said, this is a war of perception. Very soon is going to become a war of power and guilds. It's going to really, it's always going to be a war of perception, but it's not going to be a war of perception forever. This is going to shift. Neptune eventually is going to be in Aries. So be very, very mindful, because when I say this is dark, I'm talking about, for some of you, some people who you would probably never expect to have ulterior motives. These are going to be exposed. And when you see the red flags, do not make excuses for them, because this is so easy to do. Okay? It's very easy to do, because some of you may feel like you don't want to ruin any friendships, as if that even matters. Okay. So I want to illustrate, Pluto is going to be retrograde to serve and transition us from Taurus season to the last half of the Zodiac. Sun's going to be in Libra, and then it's going to go direct so that we can clear the rest of this Capricorn energy. So I want you to see this as Pluto literally having to fall back so that as we process this energy, we can now move forward into the third decan. The third decan of Pluto and Saturn is where we're going to see terrorism at an all-time high, riots at an all-time high, and government change at an all-time high. It is nothing new. The last time Pluto was in this position, we had the Boston Tea Party attack. That's not what it was called, but the grounds for revolution was cooking up. Except this is going to be so much more intense because Saturn's here and Neptune's in Pisces, and people are so much more inclined, due to increased levels of apathy, to not give a damn, and things can get very scary. I'm not saying all of this to frighten you. I'm letting you know, for those of you who stepped on this path of light work, your motives are going to be tested. It's about to get real. When you see pandemonium breaking up all around you, are you going to be afraid? Are you going to contradict the reason why you develop a spiritual discipline in the first place? So many people worship and pray to God on a daily basis. So many people go to church, but at the first strike of calamity, they don't know what to do. All of a sudden, the God that they worship every day can't somehow help with their issues. They're losing sleep. They're hypocrites. You can't just worship a spiritual being when times are good, and then when you really need help, you start to worry. Worry, stress is literal evidence that you don't have faith and you don't trust. You don't want to just trust implicitly. You want to balance this. An earthquake is coming. You want to balance this with actual practical action. But this is literally going to differentiate those who lose themselves when they go through this challenge versus those who are calm and know that they rocking with the supreme being. Okay. And for those of you who have huge callings, your challenges are going to be huger. And once again, I do want you to know very realistically that this whole concept of covert narcissism smear campaigns, and gaslighting is 100% real. I'm talking about the points that you'll make will very easily be shifted to the side so that people can throw ad hominems, right? What's the other thing called? Strawman arguments and red herrings. Be 100% prepared for red herrings. Whenever you call someone out on something that is true, and instead of them addressing it, they start to attack you and your character, or they start to bring something else up that has nothing to do really with what you're saying to deflect off that point, that is a straw man. That is a red herring. That is an ad hominem. And so many people are fake woke. Like they sound smart. They're not smart. Like this is not going to be hard because when you walk in the path of truth, you don't need to rely on deception. People who need to rely on deception are not the smartest people. Just because you use logic doesn't mean that you're evil. But people who are evil but at least intelligent, they don't lie. They know how to manipulate the truth. They know how to still be truthful and be logical. A lot of Libras and Aquariuses are like this. No offense, like on the dark side. Like they know how to tell the truth but still admit, versus people who just are fallacious because they don't think critically. So I'm telling you this because many people who command large audiences are like this. They have this semblance that they're influencing, but they covertly hide their true intentions. Okay. Be very wary getting approached by people who want to throw someone under the bus, right? But are not willing to have a general conversation about it. Let me just be honest and tell me if I'm wrong here, okay? If if two or more people have a problem, right? And someone truly wants to solve that problem, then theoretically having an open discussion about it should allow you to get that open in the air. If you have nothing to hide and if you have integrity, clearly you should have the wherewithal to discuss in a civil forum what's going on. But what you'll see is those people are shy of that. They don't want to do that. They don't want the truth to come out. And so instead of doing that, they're going to go to other people and proliferate these lies. Okay. One very amazing example of this, and this isn't even the only example, but one very amazing example of this is, Miss Con. Okay. You have somebody with a very huge platform. I mean, not the hugest, but huge enough, who puts on this face that, she's for the community and that she's here to help people under the guise of light work, right? Under the guise of hiding behind certain real issues like the Palestinian conflict, and is lying to people, is genuinely defrauding people, where there are more than 5 people who have paid her money for stuff they've never gotten the services for. Okay. Um, and someone is saying, can you stop bringing her up? No, no. Let me ask you a question. If somebody harassed you or if somebody accused you of something, are you just going to let it go? You can if you want, but if there's no responsibility, I'm going to bring it up until, people are paid back what they're due. And as someone who is getting accused of sexual harassment based on that platform, with them twisting it to their favor, I'm going to expose them as much as I desire until justice is served. So, you know what I'm saying? You clicked for me and Pluto, but you can click off. This had everything that I'm saying has everything to do with Pluto. I'm using her as an example because this is happening to everybody. This is happening to a lot of people. Steve Libby is going through something similar himself. And I won't even give details, but it is what it is. Um I can let the universe do it, but I have every right to talk about my experience. You can't just tell me to let it go. That's like telling a victim of harassment to just let it go, let the courts deal with it. Like, I have every right to talk about this as much as I want to talk about it. If you don't want to listen, you can click off. This is a real issue. I'm personally sick and tired of people with platforms basically misabusing it. So it is what it is. Why am I mentioning this? This has everything to do with the celestial secret Steege. Okay. And just like I could go through being falsely accused of sexual harassment, where she tags this in her videos. See, I'm only saying this because some of you still support her. So I don't see how that works. But you know what I'm saying? If I can go through this, you can go through this, whether at a high level, a low level, a trivial level, or a real level. Attempts have been made to actually have civil discussion and to bring this up on a platform. But that doesn't want to happen. Instead, they're just telling other people lies. That lets you know where someone's mind is at. I have nothing to hide. So I'm willing to take a lie detector test about all of this. And I hope y'all know I'm coming for blood. When I say I'm coming for blood, anybody, not just her, anybody that's fraud, I'm coming for. That's my energy I'm bringing. So it is what it is. Be very mindful of this deceptive influence that you'll be very aware of, because people's actions are going to start betraying them. Yes, Victoria, that's still active. They still have not gotten their money back. And she's disputed the PayPal claims. That's like, and this is here. To be fair, this is why I have to talk about it. Okay. If you got a reading from me right now, if you paid for an hour consultation and you paid me $300 and you show up for the consultation and I don't give you the reading, okay, and then I dispute the PayPal conflict and say, oh, I did the reading and you don't get your money back, is it right? And then someone tells you, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. Just forget about it. Oh, you're bringing up drama. Is that fair to you? Is that fair to you? That's why I did not put the video down. Nothing about that. Nothing about that. And to be clear, this is the Pluto retrograde message. So MWW, I feel that you're complaining, but it's not just about you. You want to hear the message. There's so many other people that are listening to this. But thank you. It's not fair. Other than that, that's the reason why I've kept the videos up. They're not smear videos. If I take that video down, no, I'm going to mention names if I want to. Please don't tell me you're the only one tripping. Please don't tell me how to do my videos because you're just distracting people. If I take those videos down, that is not fair to the multiple, like 5 to 10 plus people who have been defrauded. And if I take that down, now the platform that they have had to open up is not there. So that's how serious this is. A lot of people are telling me to let it go as if they don't realize how serious this is. I don't play with this. because that looks bad on our industry. So it is what it is. And this literally is not me just throwing Amber under the bus. I am using this example to tell you about how Pluto retrograde, that was literally for the purpose of showing you an example of how Pluto retrograde is going to expose what happened to me in your life. I literally had to give you an analogy. There it is. Okay. I'm not really going to apologize for what I do. There are a lot of people who are actually afraid to step up because you're dealing. I mean, I've literally been accused of child endangerment. All right. And yes, Chrissy, it is. And no apology, just gaslighting. All right. Would you let somebody scam you for $300? No, you wouldn't. So keep that same energy and don't tell me to let it go because this is just disrespectful. I have let it go, but I will still bring it up. All right. Until this is addressed. Regardless of if I have 1 million followers or 30,000, that's integrity. Okay. If you can't see how talking about her has to do with this, it is what it is. But the whole point of this, I use the example of an influencer who has more followers than me misabusing that position. Cleopatra, you can go to my website to book a reading. Also, you might be with an employer that puts you in a quid pro quo situation. You could be with a friend, okay, that actually takes advantage of you, a friend. So take my situation. The purpose of me telling you this right now is to take my situation that I'm going through and other people and be aware of how when this may happen, you know what I mean? Your actions and reactions are going to really expose not only how you respond to this covert narcissism, but also put you in a position to really see what's been right under your nose the whole time. Okay. And this is where we get into demon possession and exorcisms. Awakening during this period, especially for those of you with Aquarius energy, there's going to be an awakening of celestial exorcists. It's very funny. A lot of people have been telling me that I can take her to court, but do you want to pay my legal fees? Like it's not, you can't just take someone to court for defamation if you can't really prove, so first of all, how it has affected you, and if you're willing to pay the legal fees, which I mean, it's just not that easy. So I don't feel like I really have to take this to court yet. But it is what it is. I don't really even see her as like that horrible a person. I think that what she does helps certain people, and Shorty just needs to be accountable for her actions and to act her age because she's in her 40s acting a fool. It is what it is. But other than that, the awakening of celestial exorcists is active right now, especially if you have Aquarius energy. These celestial exorcists are exorcisms and exorcists that take place at a cosmic celestial level, to where regular exorcisms, you're just, of course, getting rid of impurities in your soul. Celestial exorcisms do the same thing, allowing you to see all multiversal layers of how this also impacts future incarnations, past incarnations. And when I say demon possessions and exorcisms, I don't mean necessarily like in the movies where you see bodies writhing, although a fire sign sees that every day, right? Whenever you see in the movies, you know, the demons moving forward, stuff like that happens in split second intervals. You can be having a conversation with someone and then all of a sudden they twitch because they got hit with someone's aura that shine light in their soul. Some of these interactions happen so quick it can be hard to notice. It's not going to be hard to notice this time. This is what I'm saying. And when you start to see this, don't get, I mean, some of you are used to it, but when you start to see this, don't get perturbed. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to fight back. Get ready to clap back. All right? Fight with your aura, fight with your integrity, fight with the energy you have honed. 2018 was meant to prepare you for this year and next year. Respond to secret lies with open truth and facts. Okay? When it comes to this advanced gaslighting that is set to occur, especially during Moon and Cancer transits, the meaning of facts get twisted. So factual evidence is Virgo, and the meaning of such is Sagittarius. Okay? This is why people will hustle statistics, but sometimes facts could be an enemy of truth. You'll see people who can bring in together such a huge myriad of statistics and make you focus so much on the fact that they're saying facts that you don't realize the meaning they derive from those facts are totally wrong. Totally don't make sense. You see it, it's the basis for a lot of conspiracy theory videos on YouTube. They'll just sprinkle facts, they'll say a few truths, prime you, get you to believe you can trust them, twist it. Okay? Be very mindful of that. You must stand your ground in truth. And when we look at, once again, this transit that we are stepping into, July is the midpoint to where we are going to have this eclipse. Pluto is going to retrograde back to 20 degrees, and it'll actually be sextiling Neptune retrograde, which is going to be a whole nother doozy. But as we travel from Taurus season to Libra season, the significance of Pluto retrograding is allowing you to develop facets of your inner world, your energy signature, your behavior, and your creativity during Leo season, while you also have the benefit and privilege to purify and purge any covert narcissism even within you. Do you believe you're a totally pure being? I mean, some of you are Scorpio moon, so I won't say you're not. But do you know that there might be hidden toxicity within you that you've been purging and working on? All right. I am definitely talking about how other people and outside influences can and will finesse the crap out of you if you let them. You have to understand, now that Jupiter is in Sagittarius, there's an open influx of new characters being introduced into your canon and story. However, not all these characters have the best interest for you. Down the line, they may. If we take the popular character in anime communities of Goku, one thing that fascinates me about the story of Dragon Ball Z that I didn't realize until the very end of the Tournament of Power, I looked at everybody that Goku was teammates with, and I was like, holy shit. At one level, Goku fought these people. Everyone that Goku is relying on and is teaming up with at one level was his enemy. And it was Goku who, when he had the chance to kill them, decided to leave them alive. It's really the basis of most shonen. And it tripped me out. I was like, how many of you would be in a position to one day actually befriend an enemy because, fate kind of allowed it? I mean, this is not an anime. So, actually, this is a pixelated reality. So it is anime. But other than that, But other than that, unless I'm wrong, and it actually is anime. But you really want to be mindful about how not only is there going to be such an exponential purging of the dark, unresolved shadow issues that actually kept you and held you back from uncovering your superpowers. The reason why this has to happen is because once we get to Libra season, your superpowers are going to express themselves in a way to where it is now visible. Hence, Libra season being the period of time where you take your powers and you express them towards others. Let's take the popular movie Hancock. Very great for understanding twin flame relationships. Hancock, we started the movie with Hancock being a super bum. He was a bum ass nigga, but he was super bummy. So that made him slightly more cooler. And he had his powers, you know what I'm saying? It's just he was a fucking bum. Excuse my language. And he, he didn't have social standing versus when he saved a PR agent and his image was cleaned up. He had a tight spandex suit. He had his hair cut. You know what I'm saying? He was working on his delivery. That, if you haven't seen Hancock, that's one of your homework. That's going to help you understand the revolutionary period that's happening now. And I'm going to go back in time and explain this. Let me see if this works. Oh, you playing with me. All right. So that is the difference between Aries, raw power, raw unfiltered power, and Libra, polished, presentable power. Okay? Two sides of the same coin. Uranus just left Aries. You have now quantumly shifted and evolved the capacity of raw power. And we are now in the position of polishing this. Okay? 2010 to 2017, we had a filler arc in preparation for this secret war. Angels and angelic beings realized that a 10-year span or a Saturn transit. Okay, what I'm about to say is going to go over some of your heads, but some of you who are experienced astrologers are going to feel this deeply in your core. So please listen to me. I am a Gemini sun. Everything that I am saying is coming from my limited experience. I don't know it all. I think I know everything, and I have the right. I'm a Gemini. It's what we do. However, what you're going to hear is going to trigger light codes within you that will have you understand this at a much higher level than I am. That's why I'm the messenger. This message isn't for me, it's for you. Okay? 2010, Marvel's Secret War. Quantum Storm knows what's up. Quantum Storm knows what's up. Marvel's Secret War. 2010 to 2017. Okay? Saturn transited from Libra out of Sagittarius. That is a whole quarter cycle. Quarter cycles of Saturn allow celestial beings to prepare for the next cycles that occur. The quarter cycle of Saturn from Libra out of Sagittarius into Capricorn was meant to prepare humanity for the radical supernatural manifestation of supernatural abilities in preparation to prepare the Pluto and Sagittarius and Pluto and Capricorn generations into adolescence so that they can lead humanity as fully awakened beings. The way showers being Pluto Libra, Pluto Virgo, Pluto Scorpio, people born late 50s into the early 90s are here as a bridge in order to facilitate and let the rest of humanity know, hey, we have these powers. People have had supernatural powers and mutant energy for years, but the whole purpose of this filler arc was to get people comfortable expressing it without fear of being experimented by private government agencies, alienated, ostracized. As you can see, a lot of this has been popularized and very, very, very open in our nonfiction, sci-fi, and literature. Okay? It is these analogies, it is this mythology that is a language to our subconscious codex and mind in order to remind you of what you have within. And none of this has to be extravagant. You don't have to have telepathy or telekinesis to lift objects, but you can have enhanced memory capacity, enhanced synesthesia, enhanced focus to do an inordinate amount of tasks within 24 hours, which, if you know how to use it, it's a motherfucking superpower. This is huge because now 2018 came around and now Saturn has come out this filler arc, the filler arc that was meant to shift timelines out. And Pisces and Aquariuses will feel this part. The whole 2010, 2017 was to shift you out of a previous timeline where there was no magic. Okay. So we had the Saturn and Capricorn in 89, right? That was on Uranus, Neptune, that established like the next level of supernatural ability. Then 98 came around, Uranus went into Aquarius, Neptune went into Pisces 2012. We shifted out of that timeline into a timeline with minimal magic, okay? To where people would be able to express their toxicity, Saturn and Scorpio, but without really ruining the multiverse, all right? I'm throwing a lot of bullshit concepts out there because I'm trying to put into words something that's like impossible to, but this is just to give you an analogy. Then we stepped back into 2018, stepped back into the timeline, and have now initiated a new cycle. All right. This is so important because the last time Saturn was in Capricorn, 1989, Pluto was in Scorpio. Pluto in Scorpio is like the depth perception of psychology at its deepest level, to where you can harness this energy and strength at the highest intensity, while Saturn is manifesting an awareness, thank you, Spellzink, of actually being able to manipulate, because what's Capricorn? Control, manipulate subatomic particles with your intent. However, the process of doing this is not overnight. It takes 28 years. And what has happened in that 30 years? Pluto, which was in Scorpio, went into Sagittarius, and from 95 to 2008, birthed some of the wildest children that you will ever meet. I hope you know these children are wild, and they're slowly gaining political power. I don't know if you know, children who are born from 95, I'm saying children like they're not 5 years younger than me. Children born in 95 to 2008 are reaching an age where they can vote, they have purchasing power, they can now compete with other generations as far as economic decision making. These kids are the wildest out of us, though, and can have a flash mob and burn down organizations. They are wild cards. And from 2008 till now, Pluto has come into Capricorn, birthing some of the most incredible children that will ever be born. Ever. Why are they incredible? Because they have an innate understanding of cosmic entities and forces that they don't need to be taught in school, but they have to be careful of being gaslighted. Okay? Really keep this in mind, because now that Saturn is back in Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn, Uranus, which was in Capricorn 28 years ago, is in Taurus. That's huge. That's huge. Neptune, which was in Capricorn, is in Pisces. So our ability to utilize, right? What is Capricorn? I control. What is Neptune? The netherworld region and realm through your imagination. Neptune and Capricorn instituted the power with Saturn on it in 89 for people to manifest more realistically with their imagination. And we saw this evidenced by technological advancements and entrepreneurship skyrocketing as a practical manifestation. Now Neptune's in Pisces, to where we can fully tap into the realm of non-reality and draw that in to warp our reality, with Uranus trining this so that we can literally ground this in reality. It's going to come as a shock. Everything about Uranus is sudden change and enlightenment. And this is where Pluto retrograding has its place. 2018, we stepped out of this filler and we reestablished ourselves in this arc. Hence, everybody that you knew before we went through this quarter Saturn transit from 2010 is being reintroduced back into your life because they were a part of the main canon. Trust me when I say everything that you lived from 2010 to 2018 matters, but it is filler. It is filler. I'm saying this because some of you are still guilty and beating yourselves up for stuff that was meant to happen. You were really just meant to experience it and move on. Now we are back in the main core. You've reestablished yourself after a 10-year time skip, went through 2018 in order to very powerfully realize who you've become through this time skip. In order to, right, Saturn went into Capricorn, you cleared all of that crazy stuff. Now you're focusing your alignment. And as you focused your direction and realized who you are as a superpowered being, because Uranus went at the tail end of Aries, that started a cycle with Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces 2011, went through Aries, brought you to the highest realization of your super self, and now it is in Taurus, so it can manifest. 2026, it is going to be in Gemini, to where this is expressed verbally, and you now start to experience this in your reality, hence manifesting your physiological supernatural energy into your experience. 2026, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius, establishing telepathic links with everybody all over the world. I mean, we're so close. By 2026, people won't even have to say anything to each other. It's just we're going to be building neural pathways for us to just telepathically be communicating. I know this because it is already happening now. It's just a process like this takes a while because it happened overnight. I mean, it does, but you're not going to notice the effects until years. Legislation being passed, civilizations literally destroying under our nose in place of higher cosmic entities possessing, guiding humanity, okay? To where now we have to write legislation for how we deal with galactic beings. We're soon going to have to write legislation for how we deal with aliens who've taken over human vessels, because we're very soon going to actually realize that it's a thing. Okay. And how I realized that Brittany asked a great question. How did I know that this was filler? The answer is Neptune. 2010 to 2017 had to transition the shift of Pluto out of Sagittarius into Cap, and Neptune in 2012 out of Aquarius into Pisces. Neptune going into Pisces reawakened the invisible empire. How many, and Pisces are aware of this because they're a part of it. How many of you are aware that there is an invisible empire and world that supersedes this existence? We have this world that is a part of a solar system and galaxy and universe, but there are worlds that we can't see with the telescope and can only be felt and is irrational because it is not a material realm that follows laws of physics and guidelines like gravitational forces. There are non-material realms, plural, that are irrational, and the quality of those realms shift instantly based on the energy it interacts with, as opposed to a material realm that is fixed and changes but slowly. Okay? Please don't take my word for it. I'm just the dumb astrologer on YouTube. I really want you to look at your own experience and offer counter arguments. I'm totally open to that. There are ways that I'm expressing this that could be perfected, but I'm Mars and Aries, so I'm not here to give you like the perfect facts. I'm just here to give you the initial concepts that you can build on, probably take some fluff away, but like take the core truth in. And so Neptune in Pisces has reawakened the invisible empire, a world of invisible beings that need host bodies in order to experience themselves. Okay, I'm coming up with a whole new series of World War Zero. I got the episode list: Soul Hierarchy, all right, Elemental Hierarchy, Secret Wars, which is like a 7-episode series, more relationship compatibility. Like, I'm going in this year. Saturn's in Cap, Uranus in Taurus, so I have to produce. I got y'all. Okay, so 2018 put you in a position to accept. Remember, if you notice, 2018 was the last year that Uranus was in Aries. And that comes with a huge responsibility. The huge responsibility with accepting that you are a sovereign, supernatural being. That's not easy to accept. As a sovereign, supernatural, supreme being, you have laws written on your heart that self-govern your actions. Now having you ask questions that make you question your reality. As a sovereign, supernatural being, am I shortchanging myself by abiding by laws that were designed to enforce territorial control over me and over you? Is that truly free? Please understand that the last time Pluto was in retrograde, people on this land similarly asked similar questions. Is it right for me to pay taxes to another governing authority oceans away? That goes against my sovereignty. And that led to a revolutionary war that founded this country, started karma, and cycled around. And just like they started karma, there was negativity and positivity. And now as it cycles back, you are making the same inquiries in the climate and context of a higher technologically advanced postmodern society where so many people don't really know or want to accept who they are. So many people want to be Slifer and live under the comfort of a territorial government status that provides them amenities, that provides them safety, that provides them courts to where they can dispute claims. It's a system. It works. But is it true? Some of you are going to be cool with this because that's your role. Some of you are irked because you're meant to revolutionize this. And let me tell you, the greatest war we have ever had is about to pop off right under your nose. And if you're busy looking for bombs to be blown and guns to pop off and martial law, you might not realize it is already happening right in front of your eyes. Billions of dollars are spent by ad companies to literally persuade and subliminally manipulate your desires, your tastes, question how you see yourself so that they can throw you in a box and have you be a consumer. This is fact. This is not a conspiracy. You've learned this in school. It's the whole psychology behind advertisements. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a literal thing. Like, it exists. So really keep this in mind, because the end of 2018 concluded with Uranus letting you know, hey, you are whether you want to admit it or not, you are a sovereign supernatural being. You have manifested synchronicities and signs in your life that have proved that how you interact with this reality is not exactly the same as how you've been taught this works. It is normal for classical literature and scientific findings to be updated over time. Just like, Copernicus felt that we had a heliocentric model until scientists later realized, hey, that's not really that true. Okay, so the whole concept of people being wrong and corrected later is natural. No one will ever have all the answers unless you're an Aquarius and you're just hoarding it to yourself, because Scorpio put a secret astral embargo to where they're not allowed to reveal their supernatural powers, so that Scorpio could be the secret one hoarding it to themselves. And it benefits the others anyway, except Sagittarius, who feels pigeonholed, and Pisces, who just feels stuck in a closet. Yes, I'm exposing your shit. And yes, I'll probably get in trouble for it. But it is also very important for you to know that Uranus is in Taurus now. And 2019 is building the foundation upon how well you can not only manifest these supernatural abilities, but how well you can integrate it in this new society. Bringing me back to my point, okay? Pluto is retrograding while the sun is in Taurus going to Libra. For the first time, and I'm saying there's nothing new under the sun, but for the first time ever, we're having Jupiter square Neptune, both in its place of rulership, while Uranus is in Taurus and Saturn's back home. This is an undoubtedly pure manifestation of supernatural ability that's been happening for years, happening now. Now. I'm talking about by October, when Pluto goes direct, the power that you have activated in Aries again, cyclically, is coming to checkpoint in Cancer. So you make your decision in July if you're about it. Because the universe is only working with people who are about it. And guess what, guys? This is going to be the most difficult decision of your life. When you realize that owning your sovereignty can cost you friendships, can alienate you, can cost you social standing, you're going to know if you're about it or not. It will oppose Saturn, the South Node, and Pluto. Decades, centuries, and millennia of old traditional constructs you will be against. This is life and death. If you're about it, you're willing to die for it. This is the decision you're making that's going to make so many people suicidal, as most are now, and super deeply stressed. So if you are stressed, don't beat yourself up for it. You're getting prepared to have to decide what you are going to do with your powers. Are you going to use your powers to uplift this current system in society, integrate it with people, and do you? Are you going to use these powers to revolutionarily overthrow society and be a villain or be an anti villain? Are you going to use these powers to escape reality and not really be a factor in anyone's lives at all? These are hardcore decisions that you have not been taught to make. If anything, you have been gaslighted to feel aren't real. In the movie Glass, people with superpowers are being gaslighted by a psychotherapist who makes them believe that it's all in their head. So the metaphysics of advanced gaslighting is real and happens in most cases unconsciously through the vehicle of human vessels being possessed by cosmic beings and forces. I don't want to push my beliefs onto you, but we do not battle against flesh and blood. There is no human being that is my enemy because we are all one body of a bigger organism. Psychological maladies and differences in opinion that allow us to divide each other and fight each other are fully proliferated by higher cosmic entities and lower demonic frequency vibrations. Aliens are simply frequencies. Demons are simply lower vibrational constructs that can invade a person's psyche, provided that there's darkness in their hearts. Star, the movie is Glass by M. Night Shyamalan, and will really pimp your shit. This is why you need to listen to that water sign when they try and get you to talk about your feelings. This is why you need to really acknowledge that fire sign because they can already see that demon within you. And this is where low key covert exorcisms can happen as simply like, let me tell you how fast an exorcism can have. You need to see the movie Exorcist. You don't have to watch it, but the movie Exorcist is going to take the concept of an exorcism to put in and plant the seed in your mind that a demon can possess a vessel, and then you need to like purify it. Okay, this is how quickly they happen in real life. By the time you meet someone and you shake their hand, look them in the eye, and then have a conversation, exorcism is already happening. You have connected your energy field with somebody, and in that brief time, within milliseconds to picoseconds, there is a spiritual war occurring where that person's vibration is battling your vibration. The eye contact connecting the windows of the soul is allowing the entities within you to fight it out. Consciously, you could be having a small talk conversation, but you're just feeling this weird vibe. Thankfully, Uranus and Taurus is going. See, Pisces moons and Pisces suns live this. Virgos live this. Like mutable, like this. It's stuff that many of you have been made to feel crazy for acknowledging because you have not been given the proper rhetoric or literature to understand. There's so many conventional topics that have been provided literature. Medical research is old. There are journals on journals on journals of medical research, classic research methods. So you can study how people have done stuff for years. Same with communication, same with law, same with math. There is no literature on metaphysics. There is no proper literature on demon possession, exorcism. The literature that did exist was burned in the Dark Ages. We literally have to start again. You're having way showers literally write their experiences in the field to where we're the ones who have to create the research universities and do the case studies on this because it's not recognized for a reason. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to show you they don't exist. Shout out to Sophia in the building. All right. Shout out, especially having Neptune on the sun. Neptune contacts, Uranian contacts force you to be a part of this reality. So, I mean, I'm just holistic doctors mysteriously dying. Think about the concept of a government job being placed right now to where beforehand the people in your environment could be notified straight Truman Show style. Like right now, I wanted a good contextualization of what this Pluto transit is like, and Pluto channeled it to me. This is so Plutonian. Pluto was like, in order to understand what this retrograde is like, picture the fact that right now you can be on a secret government list. Doesn't have to be a see, so many people blame the government, and I've been guilty of this too. And I won't stop because I have to have a little bit of conspiracy and crazy in me. Like I have to have a little crazy. All right. But like so many people blame the government for stuff when the real culprits are privately funded organizations and interest groups that interact with the government but aren't the government. The government is really just a Congress, a state Senate, at a federal level, a state level, people who get paid to go in, lobby for laws, and basically just do political shit. But it's the corporations, it's the interest groups, it's the privately funded secret societies that have their hand in the government, that plant representatives in the government. Please understand and this is channeled straight from Pluto. And this isn't a conspiracy, like it's true. You see debates in political arenas because this is a real issue with people lobbying for stuff. So I'm not trying to make this bigger than it is, even though I might add some sensation, corporate sorcerers, okay? So what I channeled from Pluto is, I can die right now. I could be on someone's list. Someone could be like, I don't like what the peace dealer is doing, right? And I was on a list earlier. The Cocoa Nut and his crazy ass apparently is connected to Big Brother. Apparently he does readings for the FBI. The FBI talks on him, and he put a list out of astrologers to look for. I was number one on that bitch. I was so happy. Even though he was talking smack, I was number one. That lets me know I'm doing my job. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can literally be surrounded at any time of the day by about 15 professionally trained government agents recalled from the National Guard or private mercenaries, right? This seems improbable. They can literally shoot this place up, riddle it with bullets, just as they're hello, and then come into this room, provided I haven't already stopped time and slipped away into another dimension, and then like literally kill me. Pay the apartment complex to renovate the whole apartment, say that I died due to an overdose, and hush any witnesses like that. Economic assassins exist. Stuff like this happens every day. It is the basis of propaganda. It is a fact. McCarthyism existed and the Red Scare. So something like this should not necessarily key you off as improbable. We're talking about an entity filled with an organization of people that are intelligent, have the means, and have the resources. To be gang stalked like this is just another thing on their to-do list before they do something else. And that humbled me deeply. Pluto was like, it can get that real. And no one would really care 3 weeks later after they pretend to care about your death. and life will move on. That's how touchable you are, peace stealer. No matter how powerful you feel. And that really made me realize, okay, I need to move way differently. And I really need to question like how much I really believe in my faith. And that's why when I say I rep the Angel Clan, I don't say it lightly. I really feel super powerful and protected, each and every single one of you that send me prayers. I know some of you pray for me. I know some of you genuinely, especially every day, hold out positive energy. I hope you know that works. Any any little or small amount of time you look out for your boy, that works. And I have nothing but gratefulness for you. That's why I do this, regardless of how much I get paid or not. Okay. And my integrity really is all I have, because once I lose that, then it's the beginning of the end for me. So, I appreciate every single one of you who pray. And this is where, things get super real, but also super empowering. We are the $1 billion Vibe Tribe. And over the next few years, we are going to be ingraining the conceptual energy, right? If you know, like this is so amazing. We literally went from Pluto and Sag, Uranus and Aries, right? And then Pluto and Cap, Uranus and Taurus. And we're going to go to Pluto Aqua, Uranus and Gemini. So Pluto and Sag, Uranus and Aries, right? Literally transformed your awareness of yourself and brought you to a peak awareness. Uranus and Taurus, Pluto and Capricorn is ingraining this physiologically. And then once it's in the air, you're going to be able to communicate this, experience this, and connect with others. So the whole purpose of this, once again, once we get to Libra season, is, first of all, once we get to Cancer season, this is where you're going to feel your supernatural power compounded on what you felt last year to build the energy signature to where you actually feel this and you manifest it. Shout out to Jim Kincaid. And you actually manifest this in life force form, where you feel your aura, right? And then you go to Leo season and you go to Virgo season and you develop the creativity needed to integrate your awareness of yourself and the manifestation of this power into your routine and your behavior for the next 6 month cycle. And then once we go into Libra, you are now connecting with your soul group and fam who is also developing their powers so that you can align your destiny paths and you can prepare for guild wars. Because see, that's enough. This is why it's so hard to say all this, because this is all within cycles. Everything that we're doing now is prepares for Divine RPG 3. Guild Wars is coming soon, guys. Guild Wars is literally like a year away. The first part of Guild Wars is Divine RPG 3 is a 2-part series. Jupiter and Cap and Jupiter Aquarius. Guild Wars is a year away, guys. We're in the divine race right now, where you have to really just be your best self so that you can bring the peak quality of your essence to how it can before it fixes. And bam, you're having to recruit members into your guild to prepare for the great world war, the great civil world war, where everyone just goes at each other. Whether economically, socially, before it gets, and that's why I said, if you're waiting for guns to fire, like, war doesn't start with guns firing, bombs being exploded. Wars start with economic trade disputes, with social disputes, where you have people arguing about how the country should be, about what statutes, limitations, and laws should be. It happens way before bombs start to explode. And if you're waiting for that, you may not know Civil World War is happening right now under your nose. Okay? It starts with words. It starts with intent. Who is around you, and are you 100% sure that you can trust them? And if you can't, that's okay. That's a part of life. But when Pluto reveals unequivocally people's true motives, you better listen. So we just went through Aries season. which really allowed you to claim this, right? We're in Taurus season, Gemini season. That like we're moments away. We're in the balsamic phase, guys. This balsamic phase is going to show you the dark side of power. Evident. That's why I'm talking about covert narcissism. Evident within people's motives and values. Hence Taurus. We're going to get into the new moon in Taurus, which is going to begin this cycle to manifest these higher concepts in a lot of base, grounded ways, because Taurus is like one of the realest zodiac signs. It's the most grounded zodiac sign. And then we're going to step into Gemini season. Gemini season is going to now begin to influence your attitude so that you can now understand at an intellectual level how to begin to perceive your power. Okay, there's having power, right? There's identifying power, Aries, having strength from that power, Taurus, and perceiving power. Gemini season is going to roll around really soon, and when I say the first time ever, I am talking about the first time ever. This is the first Gemini season that we will have ever had that Sagittarius has Jupiter. Mercury is going to have its ruling energy, Gemini, and Neptune is going to have Pisces. It's real, y'all. You're going to perceive supernatural power that you've had your entire life before you realize that the synchronicities you were thanking your spirit guides for came from you. Before you realize that the methodology of incorporating spirit guides was just a crutch for you to trust your own intuition, you're finally going to be able to perceive your power and magic as it pertains to you. And the key to this are the Virgos and Libras, because Libra is going to be in between the Capricorn and Cancer square, having to make decisions for the rest of the collective because they're so goddamn intelligent. And Virgo is really the only one who's going to see everything really. And they're still low-key delusional because everyone else is delusional. So what Virgo is realizing right now, very horrifically, is even if you have the facts, if everyone else's perception isn't based on reality, those facts don't have any grounding. And so you're a little bit delusional too, because you don't have a contextual framework to correlate that with. So Sagittarius and Gemini are literally in between realms. We don't have the greatest grounding of reality. Pisces isn't even here. Y'all think Pisces is here. There's a whole like 85% portion of Pisces spirits that are in higher realms. And their whole thing is trying not to feel guilty for sleeping all day because they still have to anchor themselves in this reality, not realizing that they need to take extended leave till 2025. But it's hard to balance this. So it's only Virgo, especially during Gemini season, that's going to be able to see the Gemini, analyze the Sagittarius, and then see directly into other people. In other words, get you a Virgo Gemini season. Make sure you're talking with Virgo. Gemini and Virgo season. This is going to be the first time you perceive your magical power, so that everything that you've been seeing as synchronicities, which is a subconscious impulse to let you know, hey, I exist. Hey, I exist. You're reading this in mythological books, but I'm real. Don't just push me away to be a fantasy. Own up to me. Own up to me. Really take responsibility for me. We can do things together. And oh, shout out to Chad. And the analogy that I want to give is Bleach. All right. At some point in the life of a soul reaper, they have their first encounter with their Zanpakuto, their spirit sword. They go into a sacred place within, whether it's imagined or they physically go there, and they see the spirit essence of the sword they wield. The sword is an analogy for your will. Okay, you are about to meet your Zanpakuto. And if you don't wield a sword, maybe you wield a wand, maybe you ride a pen. Feeling like why? You are going to see yourself in spirit form for the first time ever. Some of you are from older generations and you've seen it already, but this is going to be a more complete form. Some of you have been seeing this in dreams too. Like, it doesn't apply to every one of you. Some of you, you've been there, done that. So just really keep this in mind, right? And that is based and predicated on what's happening now. Especially for you Pluto Scorpios, Uranus is opposite your Pluto. Okay? The Pluto Libras just went through this. Everyone who was born from like 68, I believe, to 84, 73 to 84. You Pluto Libras, you've already gone through this. And now you're going to the next level. Whereas Pluto Virgos are ascending. Oh, yeah. Pluto Virgos are now ascending with this because Uranus is in Taurus. Pluto Virgos born from the late 50s to the 70s aren't even going to die. Like, they may die physically, but they have codes to ascend out of this reality matrix, the destruction of reality. Pluto Virgo. Pluto Libra has already gone through their process of breaking through. And they had it the most intense because they also had to go through Pluto Cap. No one's going to have it as intense as Pluto Libra did. Okay? Uranus and Aries opposite Pluto Libra was to force trigger their power that they have in social interactions, manifested through enhanced psychological ability to use their intellect and basically just be super intelligent, right? But it's even deeper for Pluto Scorpio because Uranus and Taurus is the physiological breakthrough in order to harness an infinite amount of energy with your chakra. Crazy shit. I feel like only water signs can understand this. Okay. And now this is coming with the end of old archetypes and concepts that we had to do. We had to have spirit guides. We had to use these old religious indicators. We're stepping into a new game. You're the sovereign being of your life. How do you listen to the self-governed law within you that is fair to others? This is the difference between Aries and Libra. How are you going to polish your power from this Pluto retrograde? The reason why it has to retrograde is so it purifies the negative pockets of energy that you've picked up, because inevitably you are going to fall. You are going to develop toxicity in order to purge. So that once this goes into Libra and passes through Gemini, like I said, it's based on Taurus. The perception of your power is based on right now. We're uploading this to our bodies so that we can develop values that no matter what happens, you reset to. You perceive it in Gemini, and then you make a decision in Cancer season with what you are going to do with this power. It is during Cancer season you will manifest powerful relationships. It's actually during Taurus season you're going to meet these people. You're going to talk to them, Gemini. And then Cancer season, you're going to decide on partnering with other supernaturally powered individuals with what you're going to do. And Cancer season is going to have you feel sincerely. You're going to take certain concepts and be like, this makes me feel irked out. This makes me feel like myself. Thank you, Edward. This makes me feel authentic. Leo season is a victory transit to where you're going to establish this decision in your heart and stand up for it and say things with your chest. And then Virgo season is where we analyze and integrate all of this into reality super magically. Opposite Neptune, literally taking magic from non-material realms and forming it to be something real. It's a fancy way of saying you're just going to utilize your imagination to plan things and actually see them through. And then Libra season comes and Pluto goes direct. It's a wrap, y'all. Jupiter will be direct by then. All I can say is who will survive in America? Shout out to Kanye. All I can say is stand your ground in truth. Be prepared to, be accountable for your actions, but take no shit. Okay? And this is where I say there will undoubtedly be a manifestation now of your supernatural strength to lead into the perceptual awareness of what you rocking with. In that regard, you must be ready for apparitions and false miracles to deceive and support false narratives. What do I mean by that? You will see, just because you see a sign, just because you see something supernatural, just because I pull a tarot card and I have never met you one day in your life, but off of one tarot card pull, I start to say things about your life that are eerily accurate, devoid of vagueness and cold reading, and are spot on. Just because I do that doesn't mean that I'm a good person, doesn't mean that that is still not being used to deceive you. Happens every day, B. This is where your discernment and your integrity will pull you through. And you can 100% expect false miracles and apparitions to attempt to distract you. Wonders that occur that attract your attention because they're so otherworldly, but you may not notice how much it's dragging you off your path. And with that, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to draw signs. I'm going to draw cards for all 12 signs before I go into the super chat. And stay tuned after I draw cards for the 12 signs because we're going to do a quick ritual. Okay. It's a mini clapback spell. So for those of you who've been wanting to clap back, I didn't think we would have to do clapback spell again. I don't think I was right. We don't have to, but it's a mini clapback. So the homework is to ask Pluto to expose where you need to purge within and accept what you see. You might see it through others to reflect that. So keep that in mind. And before I draw the cards, I want to share 2 channeled messages. The 2 channeled messages that I have is a gnawing hunch deep within your soul. And if this applies to you, comment a fire sign emoji. A gnawing hunch deep within you is finally being confirmed. Patterns in people's behaviors are helping you realize the extra dimensional influence that they're being controlled by. And this has everything to do with your supernatural powers because they sync with your signs and synchronicities. The message here is no matter how much in the dark and no matter how much, this is specifically for those of you who feel like you're being targeted, gaslighted, and gang stalked. It's not deliberate in the sense where it's just all at once. You're being entertained by dark forces who do a little bit and then, give some good to like make you lose suspicion, then hit you again. Then, do some stuff to gain your trust, then hit you again. This is all for the sole purpose of having you doubt whether what you experience is real. You know it's working because you still don't fully believe your powers and confidence. You still are a bit ashamed to express certain facets of what you do without, being embarrassed. That is all part of a covert narcissistic manipulation to have you at a subtle level doubt you at the core. And that is because no one can stop you but you. So they have to get you to doubt yourself so that you won't tap into your full power. You know this because anytime you tap into your power and you feel your fire and you start to have confidence, you feel a negative force. You have a thought that comes up and says, you're a loser. Or it's like this instinctual attack vibrationally in an effort to smolder your fire, or a social reinforcement to make you feel lame or like a nerd before they cover it up and say, it's just a joke. Better remember you're on a battlefield and anyone can get it. The second message that I have for you is the awareness and perception of these supernatural abilities are experienced in the little things within moments in time. Don't look for the big things. By the time you are pondering whether you want to manifest something or are in a position to actually manifest your power, it's because you already did. But your conscious mind is not quick enough to be aware of what has happened at a subatomic level. So many of you, and as you really tune into yourself, you'll realize this. Nas said it best, like, you are the question and the answer. So it's like your consciousness will register the need to intend something, not knowing that that impulse is because you already manifested it. I hope that fucks with your mind. Okay. And I'm going to say it one more time. You manifesting something or wanting to set that intention is actually because, and it's not like that in all cases, but it's actually because you've already manifested it and co-created it. Your conscious mind just thinks that this is now a desire because you feel that. That desire you feel is the energy exerted to manifest this. So looking at like that, you'll be able to work with that energy so much differently. All right. So let's do this. Aries, Aries moon, Aries rising. Oh. I was supposed to finish this an hour ago, but I couldn't. Princess of Wands. Aries, this Princess of Wands, the Princess of the Shining Flame, shines down upon you as you express your power in new form. Aries, I want you to see a vision of you receiving a brand new shiny gun. And all you can think about is shooting that motherfucker. That's the Princess of Wands. Oh my God, I just got a new gun. It's shiny. There's bullets loaded into it. There's so much power I can have, but you still have to break it in as a new weapon. You're going to receive so much excitement through this Pluto retrograde as your hunger and desire for power is met at an initial level. Taurus, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. We have the Two of Swords, the Lord of Peace restored. Okay. This is talking about you being in a position to balance what your heart wants versus what your mind is telling you due to perceptual conflicts that have you warring with your own belief system. And so you are going to be able to balance this through the very calm utilization of your common sense and logic. Do not let emotions, which you don't usually do, don't unless they're water sign moons, I guess. I don't know. Even with that though, don't let your emotions supersede your logic, and make sure you compromise in a way that has you be objective throughout this transit towards anything. In this way, you're going to expose people who try and coerce your decision making just by being neutral. Gemini, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. We have the princess of the palace of the floods. New intuitive gifts are going to manifest from you to where your psychic ability takes a new evolution, but in an initial way. You're similar to Aries. You're getting new powers, but because they're new, you have to go back to the drawing board. Gemini, this also is going to activate through new love. So there's going to be someone who opens their feelings. And if you're in a position to be romantic and write someone a letter, do so. Allow your heart to lead you. It is okay for you to be in love. Now, I have a Capricorn moon. So, I'm just going to be like, love? All right. It is what it is. Cancer. Cancer moon. Cancer rising. We have the Wheel of Fortune, baby. Congratulations. This Pluto retrograde is in your 7th house, killing you, but slowly. The Wheel of Fortune, the Lord of the forces of life, is going to irrevocably change your situation to where you're going to evolve and unexpected success is going to occur every bit each month in order to advance your situation and smile fortune upon you. They could say your luck can change horribly, but it's going to change positively, provided you are authentic, because this is going to come with a risk. Think about it. The Wheel of Fortune and winning lottery or luck, it comes with a risk. You have to take a chance. So you have the chance to change your situation, but you have to take that risk first. Leo moon, Leo rising. The card that we have for you is the universe, the great one of the night of time. Leo, come and get this bag. You are stepping into the fullness and totality of your success as you gain an astral and cosmic understanding of the fullness of your power. In other words, this Pluto retrograde is going to take your awareness, have you be aware of yourself in every reality, and manifest that so that you could be aligned more holistically. But really, come and get this bag. Like, come and get this money. Like, it's here. You've worked so hard for it. Virgo moon, Virgo rising. We have the Queen of Swords. There's a Libra that wants to come for your head. The Queen of the Thrones of Air. Her gossip game is nice, but oh, the things she could do with words. Honestly, I feel like some of you Virgo women are this Queen of Swords. But this Queen of Swords has business with you. She's either coming for your head, or she's going to be on your team. And this is talking about developing a very powerful level of intellectual objectivity that is 100% focused on your goals, but also can indicate someone who will give you just advice. But it's someone that you're going to have to deal with through this Pluto retrograde that is highly intellectual and politically aware, but more so politically adept. They know the politics of social situations. And I specifically see this as someone in your life that is going to guide you through this or guide you through being an antagonist. The type of woman that this is if she feels that being against you is going to grow you, she'll be against you and then later be like, oh, I was just doing that to help you develop, but we can be friends now. They're crazy. Libra moon. Speaking of crazy, Libra rising. Don't worry, you're not Gemini crazy. You're Libra crazy. And we literally got your card, Justice. Wow. That's not a coincidence. Wow. Damn. Holy shit. This Pluto retrograde is going to put things back in order. Let me tell you what this means, Libra. The scales are being balanced. And what I'm picking up strongly is that any unfairness towards you, okay, any type of energy towards you that is being, let me rephrase this, any injustice towards you is going to be balanced specifically through you. This is your affinity. So you're going to drive this sword and you're going to claim justice. I specifically see you in situations where you were treated unfairly and you just kind of finesse your charm and you claim that victory. But it's going to be a huge breakthrough. Okay, it's major, like the Arcana card. Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the Two of Wands, the Lord of Dominion. Your personal space and ability to manifest is going to be recognized as you manifest fortune for yourself and allow yourself greater balance through your ability to really plan what you want to do. This Two of Wands is going to allow you to take your own manifested power and really sort out what direction you want to go with it, which is really what that serves. Okay. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius moon. We have the Hangman. The Hangman is talking about surrender. Why do you have to surrender, Sagittarius? Sagittarius, during this transit, you're very quickly going to come in to a ridiculously magical understanding of what's going on. However, you're going to be plagued with the reality of realizing that other people don't see what you see. And in fact, some other people who do see what you see are twisting things so that people don't believe you and you feel like you don't know what to do. Fall back, Sag. There's nothing you have to do. Literally, just fall back, completely surrender. Let things happen as they may. Some of you are going to feel irked because it's like, I can change that situation. I know what to do. Don't do anything. The Hangman is basically you being able to save someone with your superpowers, but instead you just let them die. Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. We have the Queen of Swords. So for Virgo, that's their second house. For Cap, it's the 10th house. Cap and Virgo, we have the influence of this highly intellectual woman that's going to guide your career. However, this could also represent you, but I do want to see this as an actual individual that you'll be dealing with quite accordingly. See, she's going to come for Virgo's head. She's not going to come for your head. You're with the shits. You are with the shits. So be very mindful because she's going to keep you intellectually sharp through debates that test your motives. Okay, she's with the shits too. Just be mindful. This could be a clash with a Libra or a friendly clash. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. Queen of Swords could also be Gemini or Aquarius, by the way. We have the Five of Cups, the Lord of loss and pleasure. So you're going to be filtering through a very powerful feeling of disappointment and sadness. It's not really a bad thing, though, because you're filtering through the previous cycle of energy that you didn't mourn for. Some of you refuse to mourn, and now that energy has to mourn. Feel me out here. Because many of you decided to hold in, suppress, or not really process the negativity like water signs do that we call emotional, that you call emotional, you did not allow that to pass through. And so this suppressed energy is going to mourn through. You might not even be sad. Some of you will. Some of you are going to realize like certain things won't work out. But once you process that, everything is going to really allow you to move forward. For those of you who have, you'll find that this Five of Cups is not you, but it represents somebody else, either reflecting through you or someone else who's going to, kind of mourn or vent this out for you. Okay. It's interesting because this is not a good, it's a sad card, but it's positive in your case. Keep that in mind. It's we're taking a sad concept of disappointment and mourning, and it's actually gonna work out in your benefit. Okay. And finally, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. Thank you, Chad the Maverick. We have the Six of Swords, the Lord of earned success. The Six of Swords card is primarily speaking of your willingness and ability to claim victory. You are going to be catching W's, Pisces, as you're literally sailing towards victory, and you didn't miss the boat. And so you're heading towards a positive future that's going to allow you to clear up misconceptions and communicate in a positive way. So let's do this quick ritual. This ritual is the Uranus body hack for this retrograde. And all I need you to do, breathe down to your diaphragm. Breathe down to your diaphragm. Activate your breath of life. And as you activate your energy system, I want you to just feel the energy from your Tantien and soul chain rise from your root to your heart chakra and feel the energy build up there. For some of you, this will take instantly. For some of you, it'll draw a bit slower. For example, my moon is in the earth sign, so my energy moves pretty slow. But for those of you who have fire moons, whoosh, you just get whoosh. Feel it move up to your heart. Air moons don't feel energy, they know energy. So that means there's no time involved. It's instant. It could be hard to kind of conceptualize. And now let it just go through your heart. And as it reaches your heart, let the excess energy rise to your crown and also go through your hands. And feel it in the palm of your hands coming from your heart. Feel it in your crown coming from your heart, and the energy from your heart coming from your root. And just sit with this energy and let this pulsate and slowly just build your auric field. You can enhance this by breathing in your intention or satisfaction and breathing out gratitude. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Lissy. And that's it, folks. Now that we've done this, I want you to feel in your own special way, okay, everyone's energy in the chat connecting together. And then when you're ready, summon Pluto and intend for Pluto to reveal anyone in your life who is deceiving you, who is distrustworthy, and then also intend for Saturn to serve justice. Okay. While we're doing this, I intend for Uranus to, within 24 hours, within 30 minutes of this broadcast ending, to hyper activate, awaken, and change through enlightenment our perception of this energy. Just to give you a sneak peek of Gemini season. And that's it. So all you have to do before you make an intention, do this energy exercise with everything you do. Okay. The focus might be hard to maintain. I'm not the best at focusing, so it's difficult for me too. Some of you, this will be easy. Some of you do this without even thinking. And yeah, we're going to keep it simple. So now I'm going to pull from these Zodiac cards for like kind of like a fun game. Jupiter. The fifth house. Thank you, Chrissy. All right. So the Zodiac sign sponsored by this transit talk is Aquarius. Okay. You want to find an Aquarius and either have a deep conversation with them, the energy or whatever. See, I'm not going to give a prompt. The way that I'm actually being felt to like say this is you're going to have an encounter with an Aquarius. Okay. And I want to say like really soon. If you are an Aquarius, then we're talking about another Aquarius. Okay. The next Aquarius that you have this encounter with, keep in mind the planet that is sponsoring this is Jupiter. Holy shit. Holy shit. I pulled Jupiter and then Jupiter star commented. Oh shit. I love synchronicities like that. Jupiter wants to hook you up. So talk to Jupiter. Make a request. Make a wish to Jupiter. Okay. And we have the fifth house where you have fun, romance, and create things you're proud of. So you can combine Jupiter in the fifth house. You can make this request fifth house related. You can combine Jupiter, Aquarius in the fifth house. And yeah, if you want me to keep doing these, I can make this recurring. I just kind of felt guided to do this. But these are the sponsored energies: Jupiter, Aquarius, and the fifth house. Do something regarding these. Next time I'll be more specific because I just kind of freestyled this. All right. Thank you for tuning in. This is where I'm now going to do the super chat. The card that I have for everybody is the star. You have a central star. You are a star, the daughter of the firmament. You are going to witness a miracle tonight. Are you ready? Miracles happen every day, B, but you are going to witness a very relevant miracle to you. And if you're ready, say okay. I don't know. I was gonna say something cool, but all right, let's do this. Oh, snap. So I will now start with the super chat priority list. For those of you who would like a reading from me, you can go to my website in order to order one. And also, I have my reports and consultations available. If you would like a quick tarot card or a romance angel card and you can't afford a reading, hit me up on Instant Go, where I'll give like cheaper rates, like maybe $5 or $10 a card. Okay. If you just want like a quick reading. Okay. Other than that, reports and readings, go to my website. And what are you waiting for? Join Patreon, fam. We get it cracking over here. Okay. NW. We have the Nine of Pentacles for you, which is assuring financial independence and so much more money that you're going to be manifesting. Evelyn Hernandez, thank you for being a valuable patron. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Lord of material success, that's going to bless you with a much greater ability to balance your financial flow. Make sure you're giving as much money as you receive, and this will allow you to have increased liquid income. Jen, we have the Seven of Cups, Jen Pamerlu, the Lord of illusionary success. Look scrutinizingly and critically at illusions and desires because things are not as they seem, but there's a key and a message there. Karen Falan, we have the Last Judgment. Oh, I didn't know they call the judgment card the Last Judgment. The Spirit of Primal Fire. Karen, this is pure awakening. And everything is going to come to a focal point to lead you to your highest purpose. It's the card of Pluto. So this is going to be very powerful for you. Keha Hayes Mason, the Queen of Cups, is wanting you to dig deeply into your emotional field in an effort for you to truly embrace your willingness and ability to be highly empathic. And also, you're going to be deeply in love. Monica K, we have the Sun. Monica Hart, we have the Sun card. You're stepping into so much happiness and power. Lord of the Fire of the World. You're stepping into huge success, and things are going to come to the light. And this is going to inspire you and others through you with so much happiness. P did. This card jumped out. We have the Eight of Cups, the Lord of Abandoned Success. You're going to gain insight of what to walk away from as you'll no longer invest in it. Rebecca Resser, what's up, homie? We have the Four of Swords, the Lord of Rest from Strife, which is going to inspire you to change the way you fundamentally meditate and gain mental clarity. It's definitely going to be very calming, and you'll gain a lot from taking an extra vacation. UG 1616, we have the Ace of Cups, the Lord of the Root of the Powers of Water. You're going to step into a powerful sense of renewed emotions, as well as the ability for you to powerfully connect to spirit, new love as well. David Rosher, thank you for recently just becoming a valued patron, as always. Well, you've always been a patron, but thank you for upgrading the pledge. Empress, great question. No, I don't go in ABC order. I just go from top to bottom. David Rosher, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is definitely speaking of the Lord of Peace restored. That is really going to allow you to balance your mind and heart. It is prompting you to be objective and to not let people convince you of stuff you don't want to do. Carrie Richard, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is going to promise teamwork and people who want to share their skills with yours so that you can enterprise ideas into reality. Layla Al Khalaf, we have the Ace of Cups. Oh, I hope you watch this. The Ace of Cups, we just had a consultation last night. Totally goes along with our reading. New love, new situation, new feelings, total restoration and cleansing. Nancy Solorio, we have the Eight of Cups. You're going to be walking away from people and situations that have wasted your time. And in your sense, I don't see it sad. I think it's more so like you're done, like you finished here and it's ready to move on to the next. PJ, we have the Six of Cups, the Lord of Pleasure, that's going to really increase the level of comfort with which you live, especially when concerning the people you engage with in your everyday reality. Now we are at the super chat list proper. We are now finally beginning with the super chat. Once again, for those of you who would like to skip the wait and become a priority member, all you need to do is pledge on Patreon. And every time I pull these, some of them will actually do special super chat exclusive stuff. You'll be a part of. Swirly777, you already know what's popping. We gonna meet soon. We have the Four of Cups, the Lord of Blended Pleasure. I'm also going to pull the Princess of Swords for you. So while you're contemplating your emotions, you're going and just sitting with your feelings. Your Gemini moon is going to, in a very genius way, come with a whole new way to perceive and think about the situation. So really just contemplate your life right now and let whatever feelings arise. Empress Daisy, sponsored by Joa the Alien Goddess. This card came out, the Seven of Cups, Lord of Illusionary Success, and the Knight of Swords, the Lord of Winds and Breezes. So there's going to be a Knight of Swords who cuts through the genjutsu and illusions that Neptune on your moon might be influencing you with. And the King Kong's Neptune is making the Pisces. A Knight of Swords, whether Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, is going to cut those illusions, and then both of you are going to be able to connect more authentically. Joa, the Alien Goddess, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Lord of the Root of the Powers of the Earth is going to enable you powerful ability to take a new income stream and really gain unlimited income potential. Okay, Lily 626, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So you're going to be dealing with this contrast between poverty and wealth. There's going to be a financially powerful influence that can balance out any lack. And I get the sense that someone who seems like they're broke is not really broke. Like they just might be in a tough place, but they're very financially savvy. Cindy G, we have the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is talking about powerful balance and moderation that's going to really balance your life throughout the next few weeks. Tanya Boychuk, we have the Two of Swords. What direction you want to look at into possible career change? We do have the Knight of Wands. So go towards what's passionate for you, but you want to take an objective stance. In fact, the direction is telling you to stay still and to still your mind first, because you really want to make sure you sort through what you want to do versus what's objective, and then go from there. The answers will come very quickly. As you already have an idea. K. Martin, we have the Two of Pentacles. Your hands-on productivity is going to exponentially raise your ability to make even more money, and you just want to keep up that good work. Trust your hunches and instincts, as you'll be able to trust new income streams. Mercedes, will I meet my new love in May 12th, Japan Fest? Not gonna lie, that is very specific. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is the Lord of material success. You may meet a love interest the 3rd and the 4th of May. However, I don't get the sense that you'll meet your new love there. I feel that Japan Fest, you will be able to come into greater financial success, but it don't really get anything about love. If anything, you may meet them before the 12th. But I don't get the sense that you'll meet a new love. However, you can meet someone if you put yourself out there. So definitely positive. Domina Fontana, thank you for the generous tip. We have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. It's saying that you're doing something very unconventional, and it requires working on your own so you're not misunderstood. But due to the unconventionality of what it is you're doing, you must be patient, because there's not many people who have your expertise. You have secured your victory. It's not saying to be patient. It's saying to do what you're doing slow and deliberate, okay? So that this builds, and it can take success unfulfilled and in a very unconventional way fulfill it. Dre Lentz, we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is talking accordingly of surrender, implicit surrender, and surrendering with the grace necessary. Just allow yourself to gain a new perspective, as your prophetic power is going to allow you to manifest more of what you can do. Supreme Being, this card came through. The Seven of Wands. What do I need to know right now in this time? Forget what other people are thinking. You have the advantage. People are going to try and make you feel like you're crazy, you're delusional, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a lie. You have the advantage. It's your experience. The Seven of Wands is saying, stand yo motherfucking ground. Don't back down to anybody, and get this W. It's a victory card. Heidi, thank you so much for the generous tip. I'm grateful for your constant tuning in. It means a lot. We have the Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords. This could be new love that happens online through a long distance relationship. If you're currently coupled, you'll find that the conversation between you and a couple renews the love you have and goes in a positive direction. You may even be moving in order to connect with somebody. But I get the sense that you're going to connect maybe over social media with somebody. Regardless, it's new love that's coming through. Love Goddess, we have the Ace of Cups for you too. In your case, where it may be a new love, this is more so increased connectivity with spirit, and you're going to be able to tap in and channel as you open new intuitive gifts and really be in a position to really restore your emotional state, which will lead to new love. Jess BUTV, I'm glad your dream has come true. We have the Three of Wands, the Lord of established strength. You know what to do. So take the necessary plans and take action. This is confirmation that you taking action on these long-term plans will be met with great success, okay? So enjoy. Malika B, we have the Knight of Cups, the Lord of Waves and Waters. A romantic invitation with an Emperor is imminent. There's someone who is very, very, very turned on by what you do and who you are. Shout out to Moonbay in the building. And they're definitely going to let you know. This is an invitation to love by someone who has their shit together and is very powerful. It could be the Aries archetype as Libra, which would be great for you. Lana Sear, thank you so much. The Comb Pick says, loves you too. The Four of Wands, Lord of perfected work. Prepare for celebration. Results to your hard work are imminent, and you're going to find yourself celebrating, similar to those in a wedding party. Congratulations, okay? Happiness is coming through. Steph, we have the Five of Swords. Be prepared for battle. The Lord of Defeat is on your side. If you have to get ratchet with the motherfucker, let them know that they can catch these hands. Arguments are going to reveal people's true motives. And normally where I would advise that, when you pull this card, don't get caught up in the drama, get caught up in the drama. Let people know you're not playing around. And our Amazite, I think that was my dark side. We have the Seven of Swords. Which path? Stay, see, or raise? The Lord of Unstable Effort is warning you against taking unethical action that is not going to work through. So the path is telling you to walk the path of the less traveled, the path that only you can understand. What's up, Ramadan? What's up, bro? What's popping? The dirtiest little gypsy rainbow. The channeled message that I have for you is that your burden is not going. I have a vision of a burden that you've carried on from other people, and because you've carried it on, you're going to gain something in exchange. But you finally reached a point, like in Pilgrim's Progress, where that burden is cut off, and you're going to experience life without this burden. So the stuff that you couldn't do because you had this burden is it's going to be like really feeling yourself again so amazingly. Aquarian essence. What's good? So sister, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Tower. This is talking about an instant manifestation of loads of cash. It's like getting married to someone who's super wealthy and marrying into family. But the Tower, I initially got the 10 of Pentacles. So it's a lot of money due to hard work, but also like a contract, passive income that you're going to unexpectedly put into motion because of a very authentic action. Just Jade. We have the Two of Pentacles, Lord of Harmonious Change, urging you very powerfully, shout out to Ethernosis, to be productive and hands-on. The more busy you make yourself, the better. And the more productive, the more lucrative and exponential your financial increase during this period. Cast space. We have the Nine of Pentacles. This is literally saying that you are going to be an independent, successful entrepreneur off your music. It's important to know that you're going to make an independent income off your music. So as serious and disciplined as you take it, it's the card of Virgo, Venus and Virgo. You already know what's good. So the more serious you take it, just know that you're going to be flossing. Okay. Venus, message for me and my new love interest. Venus, we have the 10 of Pentacles. You and your love interest are going to have grandchildren. Talk to your love interest about your traditions and values, because you're going to really get to know each other's in-laws and really develop a tradition in your family that will last until the tail time. Summer solstice. How will my partner's new biz affect me? We have the Last Judgment. It's going to awaken you and guide you to your true life's purpose, not indirectly, but directly. So be mindful of that. Walking Miracle. Which area at San Bernardino County best to move to? Honestly, I don't even know what areas are in San Bernardino County, but the Nine of Cups is saying, what do you desire? You're going to get what you desire. So which area in that county do you desire the most? Move to that one. If you're not sure, go around there and see what you feel the best in. What does your energy respond to the best? And that'll be your answer. Diablo Casar, you are the GOAT. Thank you so much. This card came out, Sagittarius card, the Nine of Wands, and we have it with the Nine of Pentacles. You want to stay perseverant, the Lord of great strength, because you're stepping into greater luxury. In fact, your perseverance by listening to your intuition and taking risks to keep an open mind is what has allowed you to stay perseverant through hard times. And this Nine of Pentacles, which you already are in, you're already independent and financially independent, but this is going to step you into even more luxury through this. So congratulations. Yolene, TT, we have the King of Swords, Prince of the Chariot of the Winds. This highly intellectual king is going to exert his mastermind energy in order to drop knowledge and key you into stuff that you saw at a certain level, but now you'll see at a higher level. You must put this king in check, because he may not have the best emotional intelligence, even though he's super genius. And that will be kind of how you both put each other in check. Okay, but definitely has good intentions. The element of life, we have death. So this helpful advice, please. that you ask for is to die gracefully. Allow whatever is dying in your life to end. Don't try and fix it. Transform through this very gracefully. I get the sense that you are death and you're going to be killing people. Not like murdering people, but you're going to be facilitating their death. Gara Ochoa, we have the Seven of Pentacles, patience, young grasshopper, Lord of success unfulfilled. This is with justice, saying that you are going to rectify an injustice towards you, but this legal proceeding is going to take its time. No matter how long it takes, know that you have a victory in the end. Miss Beautiful Miss Young, what's up? We have the Ace of Pentacles, Lord of the root of the powers of earth. You're going to manifest a new income stream. This is great if you have a new business idea. You have everything you need to put it into fruition. You might receive a new job opportunity. This is going to give you a lot of money. Okay, congrats. Rachel Roberts, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of the Thrones of Earth. You are stepping up into this Queen of Pentacles position, and you'll also meet a Queen of Pentacles who's going to give you such great wisdom on how to pimp your financial acumen and just not see. The King of Pentacles is all about spending money in the right way. The Queen of Pentacles is all about saving money. She's the Capricorn woman that knows how to allocate your funds, can be your, CPA and help you save money on tax. She's lit. So you're going to really gain a lot of financial wisdom through this queen. Brown Goddess, we have the Six of Cups, soulmate, Lord of pleasure. This is definitely going to open up great comfort in your soul and have you heal from old childhood issues, provided you're willing to be vulnerable and authentic with your depth. Aqua Elliott, we have the Lovers, we have the Eight of Swords, the Blasted Tower, and the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords represents that you're going to be doing your own unconventional thing. You're not going to follow conventional business models. The Tower and the Eight of Swords is going to blast away any inhibition that makes you feel stuck. And the Lover's card is going to allow you to approach this with passion so that you love what you do. The advice is to go towards what you're insecure about and to be passionate about it. And the Tower is going to assist with this, just like inspire you. Sharon, we have the Lovers. The channeled message for this transit is to flow with your heart. Let your mind connect with your heart as you've been doing, because this is going to actually manifest very fruitful, passionate experiences starting now, as soon as this new moon, especially when Venus comes. So congratulations, Shannon. We have the Moon card. The reason why I have so many questions is because you're aware that what you're seeing on the surface does not match with what you feel behind the undercurrents. And the moon is going to continue to reveal this dynamic through dreams and the very psychic. Oh, Sharon Andrea, that was for you. And the very psychic awareness of your abilities that are going to slowly but surely increase. Okay. So don't worry about not being acknowledged. The moon card is talking about people throwing subliminal shade because they're intimidated. And it's not as simple as them being intimidated, but things aren't as they seem. Don't worry about the questions. Focus on your dreams. And I really mean like your actual dreams, not like your goals. But yes. Love and light, Lisa Kiara. We have the Lover's card and the Sun. So your life might have turned upside down, but love is about to be the central source of your feelings, where you're going to feel super love and light, literally love and light. So this might be why your life is turned upside down, just to kind of surprise you with this. But this love and light is going to come from you. And this is really the best guidance to feel and be the source of that, so you can turn it back around. April Howell, we have the Lovers for you too. What you need to know this month with the Emperor is that you might have a romantic rendezvous with a very powerful individual. Okay, you're gonna both get, have more authority and be more heart-centered. Andromeda Princess, let him go or consider communication again. The Four of Pentacles is saying get to the bag. First of all, regardless of whether you should let him go, and we have the Knight of Wands, which is probably him. You can consider communication, but what's your money situation looking like? Make sure that's straight, and then you probably wouldn't even care about whether to talk to him or not. Okay, so really consider this. If communicating again is going to knock you off of stability, then let him go. But the Four of Pentacles usually is holding on, so you can consider communication. Sunshine Divine. We have the Eight of Cups. You're going to decide that you're done with a situation. If you've been in the air, if you should finish or not, this is confirmation. Okay, walk away. Rebecca J. Should I fix my home up and sell it, or sell it as is? The Two of Pentacles is 100% saying fix your home up and sell it. Ups and downs. The Lord of Harmonious Change. It's literally saying it will be better for you to fix it up and then flip it for a higher price. You'll be ordained. Healing Our World Together. The Six of Cups came out for you with the Ace of Cups. New love with the soulmate. If you're single, you're going to attract the soulmate relationship. It doesn't have to be conventionally romantic. It could be with someone who you just feel bonds with your soul, and you're going to feel new emotions through this connection. And if it's not with someone else, it's just going to be with you in spirit, and it's going to feel really great and healing. Vivacious Paradox. We have the Last Judgment. You are awakening to your highest purpose as it allows you to reevaluate your entire life and really be redirected as such. Anastasia Salem. We have the Universe. Success. You're going to come into a whole completion of everything that you've gone through the past 28 years through a cycle, and this is going to manifest your greatest ambitions and wrap up this current chapter you're on. Tim Thomas, we have the Five of Swords. For a new financial project, you want to really get through your mind. Venus, I actually did do your card, okay? I pulled your card after cast space and before summer solstice, okay? This is talking about disputes and arguments with people that might not agree with how you want to start this financial project. But we also have the Seven of Pentacles. So it's Lord of Success unfulfilled. And it's really just talking about long-term investments and just patience with the process, since what you might be doing is something investors may be uncomfortable with. P-Light. I'm a manifester in human design and sometimes struggle with distinguishing between divine guidance or seeing synchronicities that may be of my own design. It is not bad to see synchronicities that are of your own design. I love how you worded that, but the struggle is the need to distinguish it. You don't have to distinguish it. The Lover's card is saying if when you see this, it centers you in your heart and connects your mind and heart, it's authentic. If it confuses you, then you don't want to consider, okay? Something to keep in mind. Sandy Lancaster, we have the Four of Cups. Sit with your feelings. Sit with your feelings. Contemplate your feelings. Let whatever rise up, okay? CG, we have the Three of Cups, Lord of Abundance. You're going to be celebrating. If you can throw a party or get invited to a party, bond with friends, connect with friends that you've been with recently. Moonbay, the Two of Pentacles literally just flew out. You want to hustle in your situation. Put a plan of operations in effect to where you can currently be a bit more productive than you're being, because you'll be able to exponentially raise your income, lower some of your prices, and or if you raise it, or if you raise it, you want to be put in a position to definitely acknowledge, well, you know what that card's about. But I'm getting for you that you can kind of be more productive during this period, and it's going to work out really well for you. Liz A, what's coming? All these cards came out. Okay, let me do this again. Skirt. Liz A, we have the Princess of Wands, Princess of the Shining Flame. Extremely exciting news is coming for you, my friend. And this is going to inspire you. You ever go through something that just snaps you back and you just get inspired, like, wow, there's so much to look forward to. That's what's going to happen through you. And you want to take that energy and inspire others with it. So thank you guys so much for being patient. Thank you guys for tuning in. Eventually, I'm going to be syndicating these transit talks and putting them on a podcast platform. I think that's possible. So other than that, y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time,